Today is Monday, April 7th, and I'm going to do an oracle reading and a tarot reading for the collective. What are the energies that we're dealing with, and how can we best meet them? And if it comes to me, I'm also going to recommend a family constellation to work with these energies and get them flowing in the direction that we want them to go. Okay, so what are the energies that we are dealing with today? Here it's rainy, and it was kind of rainy and gloomy all weekend. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle from Colette Baron Reid. Okay, and the first card out we have is Deep Knowing, which, number 43, which I think kind of goes along with the Course in Miracles reading for the day, which is about accepting grace and that God is always speaking to you. Whether you recognize it or not, God speaks to you through animals, through nature, through people, through music, through art. So it's about learning to tune into that and listen to God. So that's the first one, Deep Knowing. And I think this is also a message that we need to go inward and listen to our inner spirit, our highest self, our inner spirit. Because if we keep looking outside in the world, we're just going to go crazy and project more craziness into the world. We need to go in and clear. And one of my clients shared with me recently an excerpt from a book on internal family systems by Richard Schwartz. That internal family systems is all about, we have these different parts of us. We have protector parts, and then we have like inner child wounded parts that we've kind of like pushed down. There's more to it, but the basics of it is just, it's about integrating those parts of ourselves, accepting and loving them, listening to them, acknowledging them, and then allowing them to kind of settle and integrate into us. So we first have to listen to the protectors and find out what they're trying to do for us. And then once we can develop a good relationship with our protectors, we can ask them to take a step back, and we can look at our wounded parts and care for our wounded parts. So the way that I'm relating to this, what my client had shared with me was that if you ask after you've been doing this work for a while, if you ask all of your parts to take a step back, all you feel is love and joy and peace, because that's really what is. But we don't know that because of all this noisiness in our world and in our minds. So learning how to do that is key to healing our world and being able to live in the kind of world we want to live in. It's all there. We just have to clear out all this junk. Okay, so I'm going to get some tarot cards for that deep knowing. maybe one or two. I don't know what's going to come for us, but and there's nothing mysterious about this at all. I'm just listening to my inner spirit, listening to, what comes from inside of me. Because I have learned I've done a lot of work with family constellations, and I've done a lot of work with internal family systems. I've done a lot of therapy because I am a therapist. I'm a marriage and family therapist. So I've done a lot of my own personal work and cleared a lot of my own stuff. And so, and really focused on trying to hear God, and which is, connected to God is everything. God is love. God is everything. So, okay, what I have here is the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords. I think that's really great. I'm going to read you a little bit about what that is about. So this is the Light Seers Tarot. But I think that's really right on. It's what is happening with us right now. The Eight of Swords. Feeling stuck, a time to open your eyes to unveil the truth. Having more options than you thought, an opportunity to let go of an old story. So this is what I was feeling actually, is a lot of us are feeling stuck. Like we don't know, we know we're unhappy, but we don't know where we're going and how to get there and what we want and if it's even possible in this world. Opening our eyes to unveil the truth. A lot of truths are coming out now, and an opportunity to let go of an old story. So when I do family constellations, that's really what it's about for me, is like looking at these old stories and these old energies and helping clear them and heal them and letting go of the old story so that we can create a new one in the present moment. Okay, so the affirmation for this one is, I am free to choose my healing and my light. Okay, so then the Five of Swords. And swords cards are about like mental conflict. Well, they're about the mental. The Five of Swords is conflict, unfair advantage, experiencing loss, the need to build your skills and your confidence, hollow victories. So what I'm getting from this card is there's a lot of mental conflict right now. We're experiencing a lot of mental conflict. And we can look at it like it's coming from outside of us, but whatever messages we're getting from outside of us are also corresponding with something that's happening inside of us. So we don't have power over what's happening outside of us. We do have power over what's happening inside of us. So if we can look at that inner conflict and really just acknowledge and accept all of the different voices that we're experiencing or parts of ourselves, listen to them, acknowledge them. I have a model called the AVCs, which is acknowledge, validate, care for. It's just a way of caring for our emotions. So if we can acknowledge whatever is coming up in us, validate it, like basically understand it, and then care for it, it will kind of calm down and integrate into us, and then something else will come up. This is also part of Gestalt therapy. So that's really the model for how we can deal with all these conflicting parts of ourselves. We acknowledge all of them, we validate them, and we care for them. And then they kind of calm down and integrate into us. So let me just ask if there's anything else that we need to know. And if there's a way that we can deal with this in a family constellation. Okay, so I got the card Blessed, number 22. And what I'm getting from that is that we are all blessed. So in spite of what this looks like right now for us, once we can acknowledge, validate, and care for these parts of ourselves, what's going to come through is this blessing, the meaning and the underlying message that we are loved and cared for, and that everything that happens is really just to bring us closer to God and closer to ourselves. So I would recommend for a family constellation, if you have different parts of you coming up, if you could write down the parts of you on a piece of paper and then kind of place them how you feel them next to each other. This would be a way of doing a family constellation. And then just, so you could do whatever parts are coming up in you that you feel are conflicting. You label it, write it on a piece of paper, and then you put them in relation to each other, and you can stand on each paper and just kind of get whatever comes to you. Like, how does your body feel on that piece of paper? Are you connected to your feet? Are you connected to your mind? And then stand on the other parts. What is your experience on that part? What comes up for you? What needs to be acknowledged? And then sometimes there needs to be some sort of movement, and you might need to bring in another part or your higher self. So that's a way that you could do a family constellation and work with these energies. And maybe we'll have more clarity and more ways of doing that. Maybe I could demonstrate that a little bit to help with that. So it might be helpful for me to do like a meditation for internal family systems and a family constellation to work with these energies. Let me know if you're interested in that, because this is really what I want to be doing for work now. I want to help with this because what I believe my role is helping bring in heaven. So that's what I think we're trying to do. I think we're trying to create heaven on earth. I know that is something that I have asked God ever since my daughter was born, is like, how can I be spirit in this world? And in that, we create heaven on earth. That's really what I believe that we're doing. So I don't know if that resonates with you and that's something that you want. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to hear what would be helpful. But this is what my plan is, to kind of do this individually and in groups, help people to do this. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you.